Quincy has a decent opportunity to invade here. Slardar, we've seen this one before.
Yeah, we certainly knows their high ground vision. Bottom lane, Fana looks like he's going to be dying here. TSM FTX do manage to get a little bit of revenge.
As long as you're not giving early earn charges or something, which Saberlight is rushing the phase boots for the extra armor.
Moon doesn't have snowballs, so he doesn't have anything to dodge that stun, and he will pay the price. The early unstable concoction. Why is that nowadays?
It's just super high damage value point with very little cooldown. 150 physical early on is a lot for most heroes. And,
it's going to get the kill here.
That's example of why. I mean, it's jungle. Well, it's Lau cutting the wave top, so he'll get decent pressure on the tower here. Mask of Madness completed.
Oh, runs right into rotation. A kind of weird rotation you're not expecting. He worked his way back from...
This Exorcism push that's coming through. He knew the support's TP'd bottom. This is a free rotation mid for him. Gets a good kill into a double.
A double damage for Quinn, plus the chain set of MSS, and looks like for Roshan.
Ooh, is smoked here with Golem. I don't think they were expecting a full tower.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Tusk looks like he's going to be tossed back into his death, potentially, as Moon Meander actually does end up going down. The MSS is going to be caught by the Golem, though. Quinn's going to take a decent amount of damage on his way out, but he should be fine.
Just snagging bounties.
I don't think they're looking for anything. Quinn's looking for something. He's going to be able to find Dubu. Saberlight bumped back, tossed backwards into Fada, and the crush.
He got the silence.
He's got it. Saberlight, he'll prolong his life with the Spirit Siphon, but he will eventually die.
He did rush that plate mail. Pretty tanky.
Yeah, it's not the only one. The Alchemist already has his plate mail. Yawar kind of got baited into this fight between Bryle and Moon, and now with the help of Tomato, he gets that kill on the carry Chaos Knight.
You don't even get the chance. Big smoke. Mojo finds
forward. Nice toss back. They're going to be able to get the chain stun pretty easily, and Leslau immediately goes for the backline. Dubu's going to be first of the backline to fall. Moon tries to escape with a blink away. Nice shard block off, but there is a little gap, and the toss forward will ultimately lead to Moon Meander's death. 3 down on the side of TSM FTX.
3 seconds. AC or not. He is just
better for them, right?
Try
here. The initiation goes out. They do have the counter initiation to be able to save Saberlight. Inside of the snowball, Dubu's going to die as Yawar just rallies him with a bunch of Phantasm illusions. Look at that, the Death Prophet just gets popped so quickly. As soon as they turn their attention onto the Death Prophet, she just explodes. Too much so. They do not lose anybody there. Tomato's going to go for it. Very interesting. The fact that they're opting to fight into the 5-mana Quincy crew, even with an Aegis, even chasing after the Aegis. There's no way Tomato's strong enough to be able to deal with this. Now the stun, they caught the Zeus, they get the silence in there as well. The E-Blade once again bailing him out, and then really nice spawns is going to be able to burn through Yawar. Yawar's just going to fight to the death. Quinn is also going to get shredded here. Tomato might just be the strongest hero in this game now as he's going to turn. Fada's finished up, the stun gets thrown. Quinn is going to die a second time. What a turn from TSM FTX. That looked like a disaster in the making, and somehow they managed to turn it all around. Mojo, toss back into the crush, one shot. Oh, look at that fatal Bonzo with the unstable concoction. What a combo, Jesus.
What the hell just happened?
Well, that Roshan's gonna happen real fast. They still don't have the Golem for 20 seconds.
Exorcism back up.
Get some vision. They immediately pop the BKB with the Yawar coming in from the side. Doesn't actually get the save from Moon Meander. They're gonna turn around and go for MSS, but Roshan's already dead. Looks like Leslau and Quinn feared. He didn't read that one. That's gonna be an Aegis burned once and possibly twice. Let's see.
There's no BKB.
Yawar's coming back in. He's got a blink dagger, but they call it quits. They're gonna leave Quinn behind. Well, Mojo apparently didn't get the memo. He jumped in and will die. A dieback, in fact, for him.
Workly different than a lot of NA teams, and it's probably what has proven well for
Ooh,
them.
managed to nab a double damage away from Tomato, but they still don't have the damage. Not even Leslau
tanky as
there.
hell.
Tomato turns around, kills him. Now it's going to be Yuar in trouble, stuck inside of the ice shards. A beautiful throw from the Moon Meander Tusk, who isn't going to be able to do anything about Fana. Still looks to be able to chase down Quinn, but in this game, this is going to be one hell of a victory if they can close it out. But Saberlight does get tossed back an awkwardly far distance, and now the snowball in as well. TSM are going far too deep. Fortunately, the Ghost Scepter is there. Saberlight is going to have to deal with Quinn sticking on top of him. Actually, Blinks tries to go for Dubu, another Ghost Scepter. Now you see the problem with all of this. He's going to pop his BKB and turn around, go for Saberlight, but Moon Meander knocks him up in the air. Fada, Snowball coming out for him once again, all the way into the fountain. It's going to leave Quinn behind, though. Even the fountain, they're having struggled to be able to get these kills, but they will finally kill the Death Prophet. Moon Meander is quite low as well. Bryle covering his tracks, though, making sure nobody blinks out of the fountain.
Are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks.
TSM
knows
FTX.
are here.
Something similar. Smoke is gonna break. Shiva's walking forward, and Mojo actually does go for the toss back onto Saberlight, and they're gonna try and blow him up, but again, the golems come in. A beautiful setup with a snowball save as well, and they cannot get the blow up they're looking for. Quincy Crew is just gonna get destroyed, as not even the Death Prophet can be finished off on this. A GG called Quincy Crew. They had a nice tight hold on this game for the first 20 minutes, but it seems like they may have underestimated TSM FTX's ability to go late game with these team fights.
The map control fell apart. That one fight around mid, they get baited on the Tusk, 4-man, 5-man Rock, Bonds, and the Zeus ult. Then the game's just turned. That's the issue with some of these lineups. If you throw some of these fights without building up a sizable lead, again, you're a spearhead-focused team. You can't dodge it because you're Invoker, you know, so...
TSM, they had... Okay,
That's
they
a
had
spicy
an
one.
off-lane...
Furion on the early levels. Meanwhile, they got full equilibrium for this Undying. Drops level 1 Tomb.
Level 1 Tomb. Leslau.
This is deadly.
Mojo is definitely dead. That's going to be your first blood. The question is whether or not Leslau... But Tomato actually TPing in. Really cool play.
This is smart. This is really smart, right? So some smart early moves coming out from TSM. They are outmaneuvering Quincy here. Still zoning him off this tower.
They are.
Another double Ava poison.
And the Poison Touch, that'll finish off MSS. The toss from Moon Meander secures the kill. That tower has already taken well over 1,000 damage. Moon Meander, okay, that might have been a little too far forward, especially given the fact you have a cooldown on all your nukes. Did he just give away to kill the Leslau? He did. Experience back into the favor of Leslau.
A lot more disruptive to this Lesh in the early game with the mana burns.
Hey, they're finally going to go for the punish onto Tomato, but the TP out is not good enough. Vada had one more hit left in him before the...
If Moon wants to try and set it up. Baiting a little bit, maybe.
He has Avalanche, but refuses to use it. A lot of damage being stolen by Leslau. Saberlight's now going to come in.
TP.
Vada is going to come in from the side, but it's not going to be enough to offset Tomato TPing in. I don't think, anyway. The Soul Rip keeps the Tombstone alive a little bit longer. The double, ooh, the decay, and the Splinter was almost enough. Leslau was actually getting healed up by the healing salve, and they're going to be able to walk away. Fada is stuck in the trees right now, and he may end up being the only victim of this. But no, Leslau is able to push them back with another plasma field. They all live. The same anymore. He's 2 levels behind this Kunkka. Moon, saved by the shallow grave. They don't time the plasma field, but they do get the vision to get.
Is Gucci. Just not having a vessel this game. Someone else has to build one, I think.
Ooh, Tornado comes out a little bit too late. He gets hit by the Split Earth, trying to run him down, but the Avalanche. Toss back? No, toss straight up in the air. Sablelight's here, though, and he's got the Undying. Nice drop of the meatball, too. MSS does have Tether. He'll go back to Yuar, kill the Tombstone, but a big, big kill on Quinn. Great counter rotate.
It does anything to Quinn. Like, I don't think Quinn cares. You know, he definitely doesn't let it affect him. I think it's like a morale boost for your own team, you know?
Oh, yeah. You could be like, he's mauling right now, guys.
Yeah, exactly. You can just make up this idea of like, hey, I don't think Quinn, he's mad. Everybody's like, yeah, Quinn is mad.
Midas would get you, experience-wise, back to where you want to be.
Maybe he feels 2 is too many as Invoker has one and taking a ride on the ghost ship.
And it's not a very fun ride for Tomato. And, well, a little bit of splash into the area. Catches Saberlight as well. Now,
Maybe Sage and whatever. I don't know. Who really knows? Ags at some point can be really good in certain games. You feel like you get a lot of stacks off. I've even seen people go the shard on this hero.
yeah,
Just
I think
the cooldown and the zombie is nice.
I think both the shard
I'll make it up to
in
you.
one game, so.
I'm
3-man
just
smoke
warning
up. They're trying to go for the ILS rack. MSS spotted first. That's exactly who they need to kill
strike.
first.
Damn.
Quinn TP's out pretty quickly, though, and they had no more stuns left, so.
I'll say it again, man. I think this is a game he can get Ags at some point. It's gonna own. It's really good versus TSM lineup.
If you haven't been watching the
Will
qualifiers with us, SVG really likes Ags Wyvern. Really nice avalanche. And he is outside of the range of the plasma field, so Quincy Crew
TSM looking to turn.
missing that kill.
2-1.
TSM is still looking for it. They have the tombstone ready to go, but the
Nice
curse. Beautiful curse. That's going to set up into a 2-man stun, 2-man boat as well. Bryle, no way he gets out of this. He hastes his way out of there. It falls apart pretty quickly, but he did get far enough away to get out. Saberlight is going to be pulled back into his doom. The sustain coming from this lineup from TSM was looking like it was going to perhaps prevent some deaths, but
Our fort tower is
Just
under
a
attack.
beautiful curse on 2. That invoker's the best target. Auto bit off more than he can chew, maybe.
yeah, he got baited and trying to go for Leslau, but the Cold in the Brace bails him out. A stun onto the Dazzle, a perfect kill to start this fight for Quincy Crew, but once again, Moon Meander does land a really good avalanche, hops himself farther with the Tumbler's Toy, nice sprout block, but there's a little squeeze through that they're able to get to Moon Meander. Fortunately, Tomato with his Atos. Oh, they got the vision. They're going to be able to get the X. They are just running down hero after hero. Quincy Crew on the way back, though. Look at Fada. He's ready to go to protect this TP back. They spot Bryle. He pops his BKB, tries to go for the kill on Fada, but is going to be covered. The winner's curse on the neutrals as well, so it's going to burn out most of the BKB. They do have the tombstone on the side, but they really want to get the kill on Bryle. They're going to focus on him first. The tombstone goes down. Leslau looks for more, as does Yuar, always looking for those +1s. Moon Meander does TP out successfully, and Saberlight was not spotted by the company.
Hero where he's on the back foot. I mean, if he's on the back foot, even better, but even if he's not, put him in a position where he's just scared. I think it would have been nice in those early fights if they were in a better position. You imagine Tombstone getting dropped with some Forge Spirits and you Gleipnir someone, and yeah, this Quinn Lesh is not a go. Like, this is a bold move.
Yeah, and a BKB, he's going to go for the Invis TP out, and they have no detection. Very smart move.
Sometimes it happens.
Oh,
Nice curse.
the winner's curse. That didn't get to be used on the Invoker. Instead, it claims Tomato's life.
Ooh, show too.
Now he's going to be run down as well. The Tiny with the Razor. This is... I mean, we saw a great comeback in Game 1 from TSM FTX. Quincy Crew was controlling the game pretty well, but it didn't get dramatic team fight change-arounds. So, Quinn, you could see him. He is not afraid of anybody at this point in time. I mean, nor should he. They're struggling just to be able to put a dent in his HP, and that's only the first life. He's got a second one ready to go.
Radiant's middle
There's that
tower
net worth man up on the tomb.
And bail on MSS, but I don't think anybody can get close. Oh, they're actually going to bring him back. Yuar said, keep me here. And they're going to go for this fight. The rest of Quincy Crew is going to be on their way. Fada's now here. Moon Meander looks like he's going to be burned down in exchange for MSS. They do get a really nice link onto this Invoker. Refresh it up. Drop another one, and down goes the Invoker. 2 dead for the side of TSM FTX. Somehow Moon Meander did manage to get out. A Torrent spots him. Oh, beautiful stuff from UR.
And then all of a sudden, they don't have the damage to take the 5-on-5s in the boat IO anymore. And you're going to get out-farmed on the map.
You're going to leave behind an Undying with a Tombstone and Flesh Golem out. That's how little.
What's happening?
Dire's bottom tower.
Curse kill the
Wyvern's
ward.
a little out of position.
Curse just keeps on setting up Leshrac rotation that's pretty free. Tomato actually TP'd in here, and they're going to fight around this Tombstone, but it's now gone. Mojo getting a little bit low, and it looks like Moon Meander will have to toss back. Tomato will be able to finish him off, but Tomato's quite low, and his BKB is wearing thin too. He's got the shallow grave. Just turn and fight, my friend. That's the best he can do. Tries to run away, but the X pulls him back to his doom. Quincy Crew handedly win that fight and will take some more objectives. The tier
4's alive. If you have only one source of damage, it's very easy to just kite this guy around, prevent him hitting a dude, and then you win the fight in the long term. Whereas if you have multiple damage sources, high damage cores that can pump it out, okay, you can kite around this Ursa or you can kite around this Leshrac, but then the 2 other guys are just killing you. And it's like, it just seals the game off nicely, and the way the map works, creeps are worth a lot. Seems like everybody can
until Lista Scotty. Oh, they found Saberlight.
Fighting until next game, I'll tell you that much.
The X marks the spot. So Saberlight dies too. All the way back to the fountain they go.
Dire's courier has been killed. Radiant's top tower is fallen.
Alright, GG.
Radiant's top barracks.
So there it is. Quincy Crew do even out the series, and TSM,
Radiant's top barracks.
despite having a 3-game run here against Quincy Crew, do finally slip up and drop a game. It is a good sign for the future of this best of 5 that Quincy Crew did come up with an idea against Furion. Just because I think we've talked about how this hero has been running both the North American qualifiers, but also just Riyadh, the other regions are doing a lot of Nature's Prophet. You need to find some solutions to this hero.
And they had multiple good ones. I think the Kunkka definitely helps with playing the map. The Io helps with playing the map. The Wyvern was a great answer to catch this hero, set up the fights, help your core scale into him. I really think this Wyvern hero is going to be high priority this series. Like, it's just so powerful in the current patch. His laning isn't a weakness, and if his laning's not a weakness, you're happy to have all this hero spells on your team, pretty much, unless you're versed like some super heavy magic or hybrid type lineup. Even then, the hero is still decent, so wouldn't be surprised to see this hero go up in priority. And for me, it felt like both these first games, the team that the onus was on them to kind of play a solid early game and keep that tempo going fizzled out. Like, this game 1, this Enchantress TA, they ran the game over, built a small lead, and then you lose one fight, you lose. This game, TSM didn't even really get their Undying Furion lineup going. The lane dodge shenanigans ended up backfiring, and last pick Dirge, 0-1.
Yeah, of course we say we both like Core Undying, and then it immediately shits the bed in this game too. Didn't really have much of an impact, and I would certainly agree with the Winter Wyvern increasing in priority. I mean, if I'm going into Game 3 and I'm Fada, I'm saying I'm picking that Winter Wyvern first pick if it's available, boys, because that was a great performance by him. Like you said, strategically seems to solve a lot of issues, but that is a discussion that Quincy Crew and TSM FTX are going to be having during this break, where we are going to wait for Game 3 right around the corner.
Could be interesting in this game. Oh, Furion. Yeah, he's still there. Might really build some momentum.
Dubu is going to be run down. That's going to be your first blood. Toss back with the Dispose to finish him off. And Quinn actually just got a huge exchange there.
Trying to boost his morph.
TP out. Dispose. Okay, they get the Thunder God's Wrath. Against IO lineups, you like try and smoke gank the IO +1 specifically, because going the other way around, you kind of counterintuitive. Nice Dispose out of the Dawnbreaker ultimate. That was beautiful, and now they can go for a turnaround. Moon Meander is not going to be able to roll away, that's for certain. So that kill, MSS even tipping.
Absolutely bails Quinn out of that engagement. He was dead 100%. Turns around a Donald, turns around a Furion port. Kills the Earth Spirit on the backside.
Awkward. Tomato. He already used his spin. Omni Slash is going to be used, but there is a creep wave up, and they'll just turn around and kill the Juggernaut as soon as he goes back down.
Didn't even need the brew ults. On top of that, haste on Dawnbreaker.
Oh, what a swing. Ryle throws out the hammer through both the supports here. Saberlight's going to join him here with Moon Meander actually catching MSS, who's trying to get away. Rebound to the other side. MSS does get out. Bryle, never mind. He's
Dire's
hasted.
top tower is under attack.
Oh,
Not yet.
how good are your jukes?
He jukes
Pretty
back
good.
into the tier 2. Roll in from Moon Meander. Actually hits Yawar instead, and the hammer comes out. Finally finishes off Mojo.
LaSalle TP top rule.
They have the stun. Saberlight.
Saberlight.
He's going to have his TP canceled, so he is surely dead. Tomato, nice TP from him. He spun, but he didn't go for a panic TP home. He went bottom lane, so.
Slow him.
We're going to
Like
try.
off the back of the old.
The silence is
enough.
there, but he still has a heavenly jump. Gets over the trees, in fact, so he's well far away. But Saberlight is able to complete the TP, and now Bryle can close that distance. So if they do ultimately get the Zeus, Dubu's going to be run down by Yawar. A very active Morphling so far this game, and it's doing a lot of work for him. Turns into the Dawnbreaker, uses that hammer, puts it to work to chase down Saberlight. They'll get a second kill for this one.
Yawar is owning this game. This Morphling trying to morph up and down.
Oh, the
Huge
Arcane
rune
Root
bait.
grabbed by Quinn, a Winner's Curse, allowing him to be able to reset and go for the Brewmaster Ultimate. So both of these heroes are probably forfeit, and maybe even a little bit more. He does have the spin on the way down, but can they just catch up to him? Can they just right-click him down? It's close, but Tomato does live with a solid 200 HP.
Really. Might find
But he
him.
catches
No
him.
Manta up.
A big catch. The roll-in isn't quite long enough, but they can chain the silences. They do it pretty nicely, and Yawar is dead. The Dawnbreaker, just to make sure that the big carry of Quincy Crew goes down. A curse that does actually catch the big treants here.
There's a Chen healing neck, though.
Once again, they're going to go for the Brewmaster Ultimate on top of this one and just all in, focus on Saberlight. Should be able to get this kill, but MSS, okay, never mind. He's bailed out by the Cold Embrace. Moon Meander still going ham in the back lines, though. Got a really nice ultimate in, and now he's going to try and roll himself away. Dubu did eventually kill MSS, and Moon Meander is free and clear.
Could have been able to get away with it. Just feels he's going to have enough damage. He just wants to tank up.
Catching Saberlight, Moon Meander tries to create the opening for him to TP out. It does not work. In fact, he gets himself killed too.
Save your buddy syndrome. Sometimes it's better to just let him go. Pay off in the long term for sure. We'll push some damage back, and Quincy want to contest this Roche. DD Morphling.
Smoke breaks. Tomato tries to get out of the pit. The Orchid up the Brewmaster to make sure he can't get off his ultimate. The roll in from Moon Meander does manage to nail the Zeus. Bryle on top of him, but he jumps away. It could have been a very good opening, but now it's going to be Moon Meander dying to the double damage of Yawar. With Roshan at half HP and another casualty of war coming soon. Dubu going to be run down as well. Quincy Crew, maybe even a little bit more. A curse used onto the Juggernaut. Does he have spin? He has spin. He has Omni Slash, but he is chain stunned. Quincy Crew, great rotation into the Roshan pit that will now give them the Aegis.
Nobody can say Fada hasn't made the proper sacrifice this game. He is throwing his body on the line.
Oh. A flash kill? No, saved.
Heals.
Bailed out by the Chen. The Dawnbreaker ultimate coming through as well. The roll on out doesn't actually nail anything, and Quinn is able to kind of keep going. He needs all the mobility in the world to stay ahead of TSM, and he does use it well.
Decent period in this next 10 minutes in terms of their scale coming online. You gotta remember this is a Orchid right-click Furion. They're gonna have the Vessel on this Moon Meander, and
the Dispose
Quinn
save,
just-
the Cold Embrace as well. They do have some magic damage. A great curse, though, catching all three. Quinn is out. Quinn is away. Yawar actually turning into the Dawnbreaker with a really nice Starbreaker play. All three of them might die. Moon is able to roll through the pandas, but Mojo and the other pandas were able to catch him. Either way, got the Iascati.
Freeze and scouting everything.
They see Quinn, the roll. Ooh, what a quick reaction. The Heavenly Jump gets him away from the roll hit. He still is inside the Sprout, but that's what the Force Staff is for. Moon Meander still gets on top of him, kicks him backwards as well. The E-Blade, a Heavenly Jump as well. Oh, right in front of his nose. Moon Meander misses just by the skin of his teeth, and unfortunately that means this is a bad engagement for them all around. Try and get as many heroes out, perhaps.
Radiant's middle tower.
Fada's coming back in.
No
They
one
Force
hears
Staffed in.
Quincy.
Yeah, Fada, he's going to try and fly away, but he's not actually going to make it out.
Yawar's taking mid, but he can't get here. No
Radiant
TP.
structures are fortified.
keep going, but
Panda
Leslav
ult.
does have that BKB, so he's able to get away. Tier 3 is going to be falling soon. TSM FTX, no cares. They're going to come back now, but it's going to die so fast, too.
Oh, he got lifted.
They got to get outside of the base now. They try and roll in. They hit Yawar. It does a decent work, but look at him turn around and just beat into Mood Meander. They do have another round of the Brewmaster split, so just the Earth Panda by itself is going to end this game. Yawar having some fun, getting some kills at the end of this. But it is Quincy Crew. We're going to be taking a lead in this best of 5, 2-1 now.
Very solid game from them. They understood this Zeus Wyvern opening. Very powerful opening, in my opinion, and TSM just not getting that early game they wanted. Again, this is another kind of lineup they want to build on that momentum, cruise it into a really good position with the Roshan. That's kind of where this game went off the rails. They went into that Roche pit. This is not a lineup. You go in that pit and lose that fight, you're happy. Like, that's a fight DD Morph cleaned up, got the Aegis, never looked back. Dominating performance from Yawar. Really nice itemization from Quinn. Understood his job is just to stay alive, not necessarily deal the most damage, and Leslav never even died that game, so I think all 3 Quincy cores felt pretty untouchable. Puts TSM back to the drawing board in terms of what's actually exerting pressure in these games and what style do they want to play here. Because Quincy felt very comfortable in these last 2.
He did. They really did. I mean, just like mentally, what a comeback from them. Being in the hole against TSM FTX after losing the upper bracket final to them. And it seems like strategically, they have found some serious answers. They've now